there, Gemini, and welcome to your September 2018 relationship reading with Divine Love Tarot. I want to welcome you to my channel, whether it's your first time here or your return viewer or subscriber. Thank you, and I hope that this message resonates for you. If you find that it isn't, remember that it's a general reading, so it's not going to resonate with everyone. And if you want, you can check out your moon sign, your rising, and even your Venus, because sometimes those planets are more prominent in your chart, okay? So if you don't know what that means and you want help looking up your birth chart, I can help you do that as well. You can, leave me a comment or email me, and we could get you set up with that, all right, guys? So let's go ahead. It's September, and I don't have anything else to say about that. I think my tone says it all. It's September. So let's go ahead and get into your relationship reading. And remember, this is a reading between two people who have energy going back and forth. So if you haven't been in a relationship for a long time, this is not going to really work for you. And it's for, singles, couples, if you're dating, if you've just gotten into a relationship, you just met someone, you just broke up with someone, all right? But if there's nothing going on and there's no one in town, it's not going to make any sense, all right? So let's get started. Middle row represents the energy between the two people. This row represents their energy. This row represents Gemini energy. It's the Gemini side, okay? For all my cross watchers, this is the Gemini side. All right, so the first card we have is the Fool in reverse, okay? That's the current energy between the two of you. Next card represents what they are thinking. We've got the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. Next card represents what they're feeling. We've got the Magician. Next card represents what they are showing, and we've got the Seven of Wands in the reverse. Okay, next card represents what you're showing, Gemini, High Priestess. That is flying away from me right now. Come back. Okay. You're showing the High Priestess. What you're feeling, we've got the Three of Wands in the reverse. And what you're thinking, Gemini, we've got the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. All right, so we'll pull clarifiers for these positions also. Let's start off with this Fool in reverse, Gemini. So there seems to be some type of lack of organization, I guess, between the two of you. All right, with the Fool in the reverse, this can represent apathy even going on between the two of you, carelessness with each other's feelings, okay, reckless behavior from one or both parties. But basically, you guys, there could be a level of naivety when it comes to the relationship. All right, you guys basically may not be seeing things for what they are. You're not paying attention, really. You're just kind of like in it. All right, let's go ahead and clarify that. We get the Eight of Wands in the reverse, okay? So with the Eight of Wands in the reverse, it's frustrations, okay? Bumps in the road, stagnation, because Wands in the reverse can represent stagnant energy. And it's almost like, for some of you, it may be a situation where you guys rushed into something. Okay, with the Fool in reverse and the Eight of Wands, it's a very heavy energy of hastiness, like recklessness, not thinking things through. So for some of you guys, you may be in a relationship with someone where you guys are kind of quote unquote going with the flow. And it may be a bumpy ride, okay? It may be a wild ride. It may be like full of ups and downs, but there's no structure or organization either at all or at this time, okay? You guys are in a period where things are just kind of like a little hectic. All right, now what they're thinking with the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, it's like there may be some jealousy going on here with this person. It also can indicate someone who is unhappy with the fact that, if this is a relationship that has no title or no commitment, then this person may be thinking, they may not be quite happy with that aspect of things. But also, this can also represent someone who's not really ready for commitment, or, thinking that they don't want to commit to the situation. So let's go ahead and clarify that Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. We get the Seven of Cups in the reverse, which is about no more illusions, okay? With the Seven of Cups in the reverse, it's about clarity. It's about coming to, terms with what's really happening. So maybe this other person is kind of seeing like, yo, excuse my yo, but they're kind of like, hey, this situation is not really working, okay? Or it's not what I thought it would be, or it's not what I, thought it was, or you're not who I thought you were, okay? They're just clear. They're now clear about the fact that there's no commitment here, or there may not be any commitment forthcoming. All right? Or that things right now are very non-committal between the two of you. But what they're feeling, we've got the Magician, okay? So with the Magician, it's like they feel like they can still manifest something with you, okay? The Magician, it's like they're focused on making their dreams about this relationship turn into a reality, all right? With the Magician, they still feel like a magnetic attraction, okay, towards you. So let's go ahead and clarify that position. Ten of Cups, they love you, okay? So despite the fact that, things may be cuckoo crazy going on between the two of you, this person still thinks of you and still thinks that they can manifest this Ten of Cups with you, Gemini, okay? So no matter what's going on, even though they're being realistic about the fact that, the commitment isn't quite there, or maybe the title isn't there, okay? If that resonates, guys, let me know. But no matter what's going on, even though they're a little bit disappointed with the situation, they're not being naive, okay? They're trying to be realistic about the fact that, it is what it is between the two of you, but for whatever reason, they still love you and they still feel like they can manifest this fairy tale, happy ending with you, Gemini. Okay, now moving on to what they're showing you with the Seven of Wands in the reverse, it's almost like they don't have any fight left in them. Okay, they're either like not able to fight, you on, your points of view or how you feel about the situation. It's like they're feeling weak, they're feeling defenseless when it comes to the situation. For some, even though they feel like they can still, in their heart, they love you, for some, they may be feeling like giving up, okay, because maybe they just don't have the strength, especially if this has been one of those up and down, back and forth type relationships. Shout out to my Gemini Capricorn couples. They may feel like they don't have it in them to continue battling you for what they want, which is this Ten of Cups with you. Okay, we go ahead and clarify that, and we get the High Priestess in reverse. So look at this. You're showing the High Priestess. They're showing the High Priestess in reverse. So they're definitely not in tune with themselves, okay? They're showing that, they're confused. All right, so with the Seven of Wands in reverse also, it's like they may be even flip-flopping back and forth about their stance on the situation because they know what it is, right? Their mind, it's like their mind and their hearts and there's no harmony here because what they're feeling, right, doesn't reflect the doubts that they kind of have in the fact that they're not going to be, fooled, or they're not going to fool themselves anymore about the fact that there's a lack of, whether it's commitment, whether it's direction. There's a lack of direction here with the Fool in reverse and the Eight of Wands in the reverse. Like I said, there's a lack of movement. Things could be kind of at a standstill. They're not fooled by that, okay? They're not fooled by that. They see things for what they are, but in their heart, I don't think they're not ready to let go of the situation, even though they don't really have any energy to give to the situation right now. and they're not trusting themselves, okay? And maybe you see that they're going against everything that they've been asking for and wanting because they don't want to let go of the situation because they still love you. That's a scenario. But for others, you kind of see them kind of giving up, okay? Now, moving on to what you're showing the High Priestess. So you're showing that you are right where you feel like you want to be, but you may also be a little bit secretive, okay? The High Priestess is secretive and mysterious. Even though intuitively in your heart, you know, it's almost like a situation where maybe you know where you want to be, okay, Gemini, you know where things are going. You're confident, or you're in tune with yourself enough to trust the process and trust the flow, even though it may be a little bit bumpy and chaotic right now. Maybe you're dealing with someone who is more earthy, or who needs more of a sense of direction than you, who are, it's easier kind of for you to just go with the flow, go with the wind, because you're an air sign, right? So maybe it is a situation where you're just like, hey, it is what it is, okay? It will be what it will be, but this person's having a harder time accepting that kind of, throwing caution to the wind type of behavior as far as a relationship goes, okay? Let's go ahead and clarify you. And we've got the Six of Cups in the reverse. So Gemini, this has been coming up for you a lot. You're still holding on to something from the past, okay? Yeah. I don't know if it's from your past as in your childhood, or I don't know if it's in the past as in this relationship, but there is something, like, basically your intuition is telling you that whatever this is, you're not letting this go for a reason. And maybe your intuition is telling you that, whatever happened in the past, whether it's the fact that you're just not over it, or you feel like it's something that's going to happen again. But I feel like, based off of the past readings, Gemini, that either you are not committing to the situation or not giving the situation a title because you feel like whatever happened previously, between you and this person, to cause you to kind of pull back sometimes, kind of be very guarded against them sometimes. I think that you're concerned that, you may revisit that situation from the past. Or you've been hurt in past relationships, and because things didn't work out in the past, right? Now you're being kind of unavailable when it comes to the situation, because the High Priestess is kind of that, that person that they want you, but you're not really available to them in the way that they want you to be. All right, because the High Priestess is the type of energy and person that doesn't necessarily need a relationship. They don't necessarily need anyone, because they're very complete within themselves, and they understand that, love starts with them. So as long as you love yourself, you're good to go. I don't know if this person is quite there, because with this Nine of Pentacles in the reverse energy, they still are struggling with that concept that love starts with them. Okay, they're still feeling incomplete because of the lack of title or the lack of direction that this relationship has, okay, or the fact that things haven't progressed past a certain level. All right, moving on now to what you're feeling, okay, Gemini, and we've got the Three of Wands. So you're feeling like you've been waiting for something for a very long time. You might be even getting tired of waiting for things to change, or waiting for this person to change, or waiting for this person to make you feel more comfortable so that you will open up to them. Clarify that, and we get the Ace of Swords in the reverse, okay? So this situation may be kind of stressing you out even a little bit, all right? Even though, maybe that's why you're showing that kind of, unavailable demeanor, all right? Because you are stressed out about the situation. You don't trust this person, okay? You feel like there's the communication isn't there. So you're just uneasy. You're very uneasy about this whole entire situation, Gemini, all right? What you're thinking with the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, you're looking at either a lack of effort here, okay? Frustration that, things have not really kind of turned out the way that you would like them to turn out. All right, so I think the both of you, you know, it seems like, this person over here, they're trying to be realistic, or maybe they're just now catching on. Maybe it's not so much they're realistic and you're not realistic. I think you've been realistic this whole time, right? Because you've shown that you are conflicted and confused about this situation. And this person now, I think they're catching on to that fact. And why, as to why this situation is the way it is. Maybe they weren't sure about it before, or maybe they weren't seeing it before, but I think now they're definitely realizing, like, oh snap, this person doesn't trust me, or this person, definitely has their guard up, or yeah, this person is kind of keeping me at arm's length, okay? And it's almost like you've reverted back, okay? With the combination of the High Priestess and the Six of Cups, it's like you're reverting on them. So maybe there's like progress that, was made, and now something's happened and you're kind of, once again, pulling back on them, all right? Do I want to say anything else about the Seven of Pentacles? You're thinking about giving up. All right, you're also thinking about giving up. Maybe you just don't feel like you have any effort left to put into this situation either. All right, let's go ahead and clarify that. Ooh, we got the Emperor in reverse. Okay, so it's a situation now where I feel like there's like maybe a lack of stability. Now, whether you feel like, there's a lack of stability in dealing with this other person, or whether you feel like within yourself that there's a lack of stability as far as how you feel in this situation. But with the Emperor in reverse, right, it's a situation where one of you is not responsible enough for this particular situation. There's a lack of responsibility. Okay, so that may be an issue, and that may be why, the energy is the Fool in reverse and the Eight of Wands, which is a severe lack of stability, a lack of direction. And sometimes when there's a lack of direction, there's a lack of movement, because if you don't know which direction you're going in, you tend not to make any moves. So I think that right now it's almost like there's a stalemate, but the love of this person, the love that this person has for you, or even if it's not the love that they have for you, because sometimes, like I say all the time, the Ten of Cups can sometimes represent fantasizing and romanticizing about having that happy ending. Okay, so this person feels like they can have that happy ending with you. So it's almost like they're willing to go through all of this with you because they want to have this kind of Ten of Cups with you. Where you are just like, I don't know if I can trust you. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to trust you. I don't know if I'm ready, if I'm willing to, put any effort into this situation, because if I don't trust you and I think it's not going to work, why am I going to put the effort in, right? But at the same time, I'm not going to go away completely, but I'm not over things that have happened before, so it is what it is. I can't offer you any direction. I can't offer you any stability. Because whatever, it's like you're triggered, Gemini. It's like something keeps on triggering you, and you wind up, kind of being this unavailable person to this other person who, and I feel like there has been, for certain people, okay, and this will resonate with you, and you'll know who you are. But I feel like there has been a situation where this other person, yeah, they've been flip-flopping, because for a while, emotionally, you didn't know where this person was coming from. And I think now that it's getting later in the game, they're trying to show more emotions, or they're trying to, or maybe they're even understanding and recognize that, yeah, their emotions are involved, but it's almost like, for what reasons, right? And I think that you don't trust their reasoning. I don't think, Gemini, that you trust or understand what it is that they want, that makes them want to be with you so much. All right, so that may not resonate with everybody, but I know that that's going to resonate with someone. And I think that I don't know. I don't know what you guys need to do, because I'm not sure, if is it something that actually happened, or is it something that's implied? Is it something from your past, recent past, childhood past? I think a lot of it, though, is a combination. I think that something about this person triggers you to remember something about your childhood. And I think that's what makes it more difficult for things to progress, or things to progress at a consistent rate, and that's why you guys have progression and then you have regression, because something about this person, and that may be what attracts you to them. And there does seem to be a karmic, of course, connection here. You got a few major arcana cards here. So I think that there's some lesson here that you guys have to learn from each other. And you're just doing this dance right now. Because at the end of the day, whether it's because of, children, or whether it's just because of the karmic connection, you guys are still in it. Even if there's no direction, even if you don't know what's going to come next, what happens next, where you guys are going next, you're still kind of there, which in itself is kind of a form of commitment. So it's like you have commitment issues, but you guys are low-key committed to this situation that doesn't have any direction. So I think maybe if you could see things from that perspective, the fact that, especially if you've been doing this for some time or some years now, you may not have the title, but you guys are committing to the situation for whatever the reasoning is. So, sometimes we look at commitment, or making a commitment, or saying those words as, the kiss of death, but you're doing the action, So if you're doing the action, then you shouldn't fear, saying the words. And I think that'll resonate with some, maybe not all either, but that's, it is what it is, Gemini. So that has been your September reading. I hope, that I just, Gemini, your readings, you guys are one of my love child signs, because there's been a situation for some of my Geminis, my return readers, and my cross watchers that come because they're dealing with a Gemini. And like I said, sometimes I kind of feel the energy of these readings. And right now what I'm feeling is like a little bit of anxiousness, because it's almost like that if you put in the right amount of effort, that this could probably be something that's really good. But that knowing is offset by this kind of fear of being hurt again. So it's like, it cancels each other out. So then you don't make any moves because you don't want to be afraid, but then, you're still here and they're still here. All right, guys. So that is your September relationship reading. If you guys would like a more personalized version of that reading, you can go ahead and contact me at Divine Love Tarot. I do personal readings. And guys, leave me comments. Let me know what's going on, okay? And I will see you guys at the next video. Bye, Gemini.